What is going on, everybody out there in World Traveler World, or those words that didn't make any damn sense? As I sit here looking around like a fool, and then halfway through realizing, hey, this is live, so some of you can see me or will be able to see me. This is Judge Mentalist. I am back from a whirlwind tour in Central Oregon. We'll talk about that, some other shows that I have done, and where in the world is Big Sexy?
Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever this is hitting your ear holes. I hope that it is good. Right now, Big Sexy is in the United Kingdom at St. Leonard's on the Sea, which is just outside of Hastings in the UK, maybe about 2 hours south of London or so, hour and a half south of London, something like that. A beautiful coastal town. It's lovely, but oh my fucking God, was it difficult to get here. So fucking difficult. We are here without our dog, which is heartbreaking and tough, but we had to find him a sitter in France. We spent 2 extra days in France that we did not plan to spend, which has been shrinking our window to get out of the Shenzhen area enough to make it very stressful. But luckily we found a sitter on Rover. Shout out to Raquel, who's been absolutely beautiful and wonderful with our dog, little Fawkes, and has been sending us multiple pictures every day. They're absolutely wonderful. So if you're on rover.com and you happen to be in Calais, France, and you need a sitter, definitely leave your animal with Raquel. She is fabulous and amazing. She's going to get the best ratings I can give everywhere, because absolutely wonderful. But man, F the UK and their pet regulations and the hoops they make you jump to get through. And you can't come in the UK with the dog on a plane. You can't come in on a train. You can't come in through the Eurotunnel without $1,000 or whatever. You have to come across on a ferry. To come across on a ferry, you can't just walk on the ferry like you can without a dog. You have to have a car, which is stupid because they have a pet lounge on the ferry. But in order to get him on the boat, you have to have a car that you can take him out of the car and take him to the pet lounge for the crossing.
Did you consider hitchhiking onto the ferry?
We tried. Make no believe, we offered to pay so many different people's ferry pass. Like, we'll buy your ticket, just let us go with you. Everybody's either car was full or they were too busy to be bothered with, and whatever. I guess some people didn't want to save money, and it's a hard ask. One lady did not like dogs. She's like, I don't like dogs, so I would not like to have a dog in my car. And fair. I guess I
understand. Okay, yeah.
But I don't know, man. $150 is enough to make me have an animal that I don't really like in my car for a few minutes. For an hour or so.
Yeah.
Like I gotta pet the dog. I gotta see the dog. The dog is away from me, but I ain't gotta pay to get over to the UK. I would have taken that deal, but I'm not everybody. So, needless to say, we ended up spending 2 days to try to make this trip happen. At the end, I went online, found rover.com, went on there, found a sitter, left Fawkes, and then did the foot traffic over to the UK. Our Airbnb host is phenomenal here at in the UK. Shout out Gemma, mad prop. She's absolutely wonderful. Her studio, it's a studio apartment, but let me tell you, a studio in the UK, it reminds me of a studio like in a decent city in California. It's big, it's spacious, right? Only a studio because it doesn't have walls, really. It's like one big giant room, but there's a lot of space in this room. Unlike the studios in Spain, which were tiny, really small, but this is, a decent size. It's a good part of the city. There's stuff close by. As I was talking to you off air, it's really weird being in the UK because I can understand everything that I'm reading. I understand what people are saying around me, but I still feel like very much like I'm in a foreign country.
Yeah. So you're you're like 2 hours south of London.
About that, yeah.
I need to try to connect you if you're not already connected with this guy, Greg Chapman. He's a magician. I don't know exactly where he lives, but I know that it's somewhere outside of London, and I believe it's to the south.
Okay, yeah. Let me know. I would love to connect with somebody. We'll be here for the next 7 days.
Okay, cool. I will when we are not live, I will do a little Facebook Messenger connecty dealio there. He is a scoop. That's how I know who he is. I don't know if he listens to this podcast or not, but we'll find out.
Well, yeah, we'll find out because this will drop on Wednesday. So this will drop tomorrow. So I got some editing to do.
Yeah.
Listeners, you're going to get a very hardly edited episode.
That's all right. That's how we prefer it. We're raw here.
Yeah. Well, when we first started, we just did it raw, right? We recorded and released it. Whatever happened.
I mean, we barely recorded it. I don't even know what that first episode that nobody's ever heard sounds like. Like that was
I don't remember, but I know it was rough, and no one will ever hear it or see the light. I don't even know if we still have it.
All I know is that if you take not even 2 tin cans, if you try to take and make 2 tin cans out of aluminum foil and string them together between Maryland and Las Vegas, it just doesn't work. We tried. No. That was episode 0.
Right.
And that is gone. I assume
that was not the best of quality as it were. Yeah, so we like I said, we're here the next 7 days, and we are now working on not just exit out of the UK, but exit out of the Shenzhen and off to Mexico. We have flights booked. We have some train booked, but with the Mexican health certificate requirement, we have to go back to Spain. And when we're back in Spain, we have to see a vet, give them a health certificate to Mexico, and then we'll be able to fly out and make our way to Playa del Carmen. Whew, it's a lot. It's been a lot.
So you're going to return to Spain before going to Mexico.
Correct. So we leave from the UK back to France, France back to Spain, Spain to Mexico.
Now, we started and led the episode talking about you having trouble getting Fawkes into the UK. Are you going to have trouble getting him out, or are they going to get the fuck get that out?
He's not here with us.
I know he's not right now. But are you getting him to you or no?
No.
Ah.
No. He's staying in France until we go back to France to pick him up.
Motherfucker gonna be wearing a little beret when you get back there.
He'll be barking with a French accent.
Oh man.
Les Wolf.
Les Wolf.
Les Wolf. Yeah. Well, it'll be a French English accent because the house sitter is actually from the UK, living in Calais, France. So it'll be Les Wolf, mate. Les Wolf, governor. Yeah.
But you give me one of them biscuits, bro.
One of them doggy biscuits, bruv. Why don't you come off the doggy biscuits, mate? Yeah. So it's been one hell of a journey, and we very much like to breathe and take a moment, just relax and enjoy being here. But it seems like every time we take our foot off the gas, there is another thing that we have to figure out and speed up and take care of. It seems like it's just never ending. So it looks like we're gung ho until we get to Mexico. And then once we get to Mexico, we are going to breathe.
Take a fucking siesta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real, for real. You know, the good news is we can be in Mexico for 6 months. So like the first month of that is just gonna be like, fuck all. We're gonna just keep working, doing what we do, but not having to worry about anything will be so fucking nice.
And you're gonna be in what, Central Time Zone?
I think so. I think it's either Central or Mountain. I'm not sure where Playa del Carmen falls. But it'll be much easier, you know, with the USA time zones. We'll be in that area of the world. So it helps with, you know, work and recording and all that kind of cool stuff.
Good.
Yeah. It's been one hell of a journey, but it's been pretty cool since we've been here. I've seen Deadpool and Wolverine twice since we've been here.
Have you seen the new Borderlands movie?
I did not. I was waiting to see the Borderlands yesterday because they had low price movie Mondays here at the theater that I went to. It's only £7. So I was either going to go see Borderlands or Deadpool and Wolverine. But the Borderlands movie was like later at night, and I wanted to get back home right around the time the wife was finishing up. So I chose the Deadpool and Wolverine, which I just seen the night before, but I really wanted. It's really good. It's really, really good. I wanted to see it again.
No spoilers, because I haven't seen it.
No spoilers. No spoilers. I won't spoil anything. It's just really fucking good.
One thing I surely did not have time for in Oregon was taking in a película, which you're just talking about a film or a movie where you are now. But jam-packed schedule in Oregon.
I can imagine. Definitely hear all about it. Yeah, we're looking forward. We have some friends. Our English friends are going to make it out. It's very funny. They're going to come out on one set is coming out on Saturday. The next set is coming out on Sunday. So we're back-to-back friends, and we'll go do stuff around the areas and get some lunch and hang out and have some fun. We're probably going to go into London proper on either Thursday or Friday, do some sightseeing, you know, see the things we missed with the last time we were here because we didn't get to see a whole lot. So we'll take advantage of that and go, you know, hop on the train and get up to merry old England, merry old London. London town, I got to go see the Globe. You know, that's one of the main things I really want to do. And, you know, be tourist for a little bit. But, man, the grind is exhausting. So we'll pick a day, go do that, spend some time and some fun with the friends this weekend, and then do the fucking travel madness. We should be on a plane to Mexico on, I think, Monday or on Tuesday. I think Tuesday is the day we're on a plane.
The 20th.
The 21st.
Wednesday.
Or the 22nd. Well, no, Tuesday, yeah. I think Thursday. I think we're on a plane Thursday. We're either playing Wednesday or Thursday.
It ends with a Y. It ends with a Y.
It ends with a D-A-Y. I'm not sure what the letter starts with. But we'll be there. And so I'm pretty sure we'll figure out the good news is that travel week will be when episode 100 drops. And luckily, we already have that in the bag.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, I got to edit that and put that together. I'm so excited for it. Listeners.
I really hope that we have a special guest.
I'm pretty sure we have one of the best guests we've had since started this entire program. I'd say the number one and the second one we had happened like early on. So we've been doing pretty good. And then we had special guests, you know, throughout. So shout out to all of our previous guests. Thank you for listening. And thank you for being a guest on the program. But yeah, man, so it's been pretty wild.
Hey, if you want to be a special guest on this podcast, number one, just reach out to us. But number two, a great place to do it would be this September, the 10th through the 15th in Rochester, New York. I've got an Airbnb. It looks really, really nice, nicer than somebody like me should be staying in. It is right above the venue that my stage partner is doing his shows in. We are driving, so there are no weight restrictions. I'll be taking all the podcast equipment and everything like that. I would love to have somebody be a guest, because the very, very following weekend, following the Rochester Fringe Festival, I'm going to be the official podcaster for the Michigan Hypnosis Conference. And originally I was just going to audio record all of this stuff, but then I was like, you know what? I could probably use this setup, StreamYard. I could probably live stream, as long as there's a good Wi-Fi connection there, which there should be because it's in a casino conference room, and record using this and get video of it, because the PodTrack system that I use, I only have for this setup one microphone plugged in, but it's got 4 channels that I could plug 4 microphones in. I'd only really need 2. I've got mobile microphones for it. So my computer, the one that I use when I'm traveling and for stuff like that, it was, and I still own this computer, a MacBook Air, and it was probably like 6 years old or something like that. So it was kind of getting to the point where it's like, hey, I need to upgrade this bad boy, especially because I'm doing a lot more work processing video because of stuff coming from the shows and everything like that. So I went out last week and got myself a brand spanking new top of the line MacBook Pro, which has one of those kick-ass Retina display cameras on it. So I should have a pretty nice setup to live stream those. So and I know that I'm talking about something in Michigan later in the month. I would love to have somebody that is from this podcast, you know, our listenership, our digital nomads, our safe travelers, whatever. We still haven't really solidified a great name for it, which is okay.
So far they've all just been sexy world travelers.
Yeah, our sexy world travelers to come and join me, and we can test that out. We probably won't live stream it. Don't worry about that. But and we probably won't release the video version, but to give it the good old, you know, test run, that'd be fantastic. And of course, you can come see what I am now calling, and I don't think I'm wrong about this, the most fun you can have with your pants on. And that is my hypnosis show. The most fun you can have with your pants on. I like that.
Yeah. I'm sure that's got to be exist somewhere, right? But, you know, if not,
it is now.
Let's trademark that.
I've tweeted it. I've posted it on the Facebook.
We'll make that the episode title.
I'm going to Google it right now.
Yeah, what am I trying to say?
Apparently there was a movie, The Most Fun I've Ever Had with My Pants On, in 2012, which is slightly different.
That's different wording. That's not what you said. That's different. That's more personal. The most fun I've ever had with my pants on is different than the most fun you can have with your pants on.
It's going to be the most fun that you can have with your pants on, which is to say that I won't make you take your pants off on stage.
At least not on stage.
No, at least not on stage.
Yeah. Now he won't make you take your pants off. If you decide to take your pants off, that's on you.
That's going to be something that normally I tell people not to take their clothes off.
Yeah, don't take your pants off.
Actually, a suggestion that depending on what routines I am performing, and for anybody who's, and I don't think that there's a link between Rochester, New York, or people who are going to travel to Rochester, New York, and anybody who's seen my show. But if you have, I want to let you know this is a brand new show. I haven't even written the damn thing yet.
Oh, wow.
The Court of the Mind. This is a solo show. I have chunks of it. I know the direction that I'm going in. But as far as me having a complete set list, all of my music tracks in place and ready to go, it is not. I will have that in place by the first week of September, because I am most likely doing a preview show at the Elkton Music Hall on one of those 2 days. I have to decide which one's the best, which really gives me, because I just, I want to do a run through, not in the Fringe, which is fine though. The whole thing, and I'll probably end up tweaking it through the week, because the Fringe is really not about bringing polished, refined work. It's about bringing
experimental.
Yes, experimental stuff there. So, it's exactly the forum for it. And I think that, obviously Spiegel World has a presence at this thing. I think we've talked about that before. I highly doubt they're bringing experimental stuff. They're probably bringing their shit polished to the nines, but that's them. I'm not Spiegel World.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I got a lot of work in last week, the week before, whenever that was, when I was in Oregon. The Deschutes County Fair, 5 days, 7 shows.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I hear it was kind of temperate out there.
Yeah. So I was out there for a week. 5 days worth of shows, and 4 of the 5 days, and again, we were set up outside. We're doing these shows outside. Now, we had like some of those little pop-up 10 by 10 tents set up. We had actually taken 6 of them to string together. So there was like a 20-foot by 30-foot kind of over the seating area, which covered most of it most of the time. But obviously the sun moves.
As it does every single day, all the time.
4 of the 5 days that we were doing shows, most of the day the temperature was 100 degrees or higher. So it's super hot. We had one day in that mix, which was a day that everybody in the crew did 2 shows, because there were 3 hypnotists out there doing this. And this was a boot camp type of situation. So it was set up by 2 hypnotists who have been doing this for 30, 40 years or whatever, quite some time themselves. And, what originally attracted me to it was the ability to do a whole bunch of shows over a short period of time. So me being, because a lot of my shows, like the closest any 2 of my shows before this have been, were about a week apart. So when you're trying to get better, when you're trying to clean up little things and start kind of smoothing out the rough edges, having that back-to-back repetition's huge. It's a big deal.
Right.
It helps.
Definitely helps.
Most of my shows, and some of this is just it being a newer thing, me not having name recognition. So it's not like I could pick up the phone and be like, hey, I'm Taylor Swift. I'd like to do a show at your venue. And they're like, when, where, how much do we owe you? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that. I'm nowhere near that. I'm still very, very much a nobody. It's growing. It's going very well. But the most of my shows, the average time frame between 2 of my shows is about 2-3 weeks, something like that. So it doesn't afford itself a whole lot of, okay, let me just clean this little thing up and go back out there and do it tomorrow. So it's this, and it's also tutelage from, some experienced folks. So there were 3 of us out there, and usually when they do this, because they've been doing this boot camp for like 10 or 15 years or something like that, they get really a mixed bag, a wide array of folks experience-wise. This time, all 3 of us had done more than 20 or more shows. So a lot of it was just like, okay, cool, do your first show, we'll give you notes. And as you would expect with this type of thing, a bunch of notes after the first show, a few notes after the second show. And then really it got to the point by the 3rd show for everybody that it was literally like little nitpicky things, which is what you want. I want the little nitpicky things. I want to be doing shows in an environment that's not perfect. We're on a midway at a county fair with signs up, and we're yelling at people on the midway. I mean, not really yelling at them, but like, John with them as they're walking by to get them to come into our area before the next show starts.
Yeah, you
this
have
is
to
not
do a little bit of buskering.
This is the exact opposite of what I normally do, where, hey, I've got a show, buy tickets, show up. If you buy tickets and show up, you're expecting to see this show. You're going to stay presumably, unless I somehow offend you or something weird happens, you're going to stay for the whole show. In this environment, like there was a show, I think it was the last show that I did of the entire week. When I started the show, when I was introduced on stage, there were only 12 people sitting in the audience.
Okay.
By the time I got to calling for volunteers, the entire audience area was packed, filled to the point where we had to add a chair on stage because I had so many volunteers that wanted to come up
Oh, wow.
and participate.
That's
and
exciting.
It stayed full through the whole time. It's such a weird thing that, the fair environment, but it's part of what I signed up for. Like,
Yeah.
I could go do a string of high school shows, which are super easy, and just be the same old whatever. That's not how you get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that W of, having a non-captive audience.
Yeah.
Stick around. Like that's the testament
and to give
of
people,
a great show.
And to get people to sit down and relax and not focus on other shit when you're in an area where there's so much other shit going on and it's hot and, all this other stuff. So also I gotta give a shout out to Lee Popsicle. He is a big sexy digital nomad or big sexy world traveler.
Mm-hmm.
He is a member and supporter on Patreon. If you want to do that and be like him, check out bullwiththebutthole.com. Came out to the very first day, very first show. So of the week, he saw the worst show that you possibly could have seen. And it was fine. It was great, but from a perspective of, hey, these things get better as we go along. He started at the very beginning, and then we had some time. We met up after everything shut down late night at this little dive bar in Redmond, which was cool. So got to hang out with him, talk about all sorts of crazy stuff.
That's cool.
Magic tricks in the bar, fun times. So if you ever have an opportunity to hang out with Lee Popsicle, definitely do so. Whether it be
you get him as a guest on the podcast.
Yeah, we should. We absolutely should. Yeah, he's in Portland, Oregon. So, big shout out to him because it's a good 2+ hours to get from Portland to where I was. So, mad props to that. He and his girl stayed overnight. We got to talk about both of our mutual experiences with Portland and, him moving there, me going on a cross-country trip with a buddy of mine that moved there, which I don't know if we've talked about on this podcast. So we can get that at some other point in time. But yeah, great time. And and a fun week of, like I said, doing a lot of shows. And what I did, because there was 2 different ways to potentially attack this thing. And, instead of me saying, hey, I'm going to try different routines every day and see what kind of stuff works, which is a way that I could have gone about doing this, I decided to take a set list that was already existing and really solidify it over the course of the week. I took routines that I had been doing for over a year and expanded them and taken them further. I am splashing water on people on stage now. I got people. I took one routine because at the county fairs there's a lot of kids. So normally my closing routine for the show before I wake people up is to reveal that one of their hidden talents is being Vegas showgirls, and then I get them to dance on stage playing an instrumental version of Genuine's Pony.
Okay.
Well, and there have been times like where I've done high school shows where we've kind of tweaked the language and the verbiage of what they are. They're really great dancers or whatever it is. We've swapped it out so that we've played Dancing Queen in the back of it, the ABBA song or whatever. But somebody was playing some music pre-show one day, and this idea just popped into my head. This is what's so great about this is it's basically like it is doing an improv show. So the ability to just kind of be like, we're going to take this a little bit further down the rabbit hole. We're going to just completely shift gears on something. So that closing routine, and there's going to be video of this relatively soon once I get a chance to, you know, process it and everything like that. Now that closing routine, and it's so good that I don't know that I'll ever do the Vegas showgirl bit again, because why should I? My volunteers are now the world's greatest hula hoopers. They are so good
Hula hoopers
at being hula hoopers that they have their very own customized hula hoop. In fact, they're going to reach out and grab that hula hoop now. They're going to take a look at that hula hoop. It may have special colors. It may have special, you know, stickers on it, adornments. I give them an opportunity that anybody who's seeing this and wants to tell the audience about what makes their hula hoop so special, they can raise their hand. It gives me an opportunity, and something that was not in my show as much, to get people to say ridiculous stuff. Because sometimes people say ridiculous stuff. Now, this doesn't get too off the wall with, you know, how your hula hoop is designed, but there's potential for it. And then I get them up and they step into their hula hoop. And then when that music starts, you're going to show off your hula hoop skills. And then for now, and I got Froyo working on something for some hula hoop competition music for me. The same music, Pony, for the hula hoop competition. So I basically, I mean, people are basically twerking on stage, and I've never said that word, which is pretty kick ass. Sometime within the next couple of days, because I want to say that I did the hula hoop thing midway through the week. So either 3 or 4, maybe even 5 of these shows end with the hula hoop contest. So that's fun. Like I said, Froyo's working on some specific music for me for that. By the time I get to Rochester in September, at least half of my show is going to be scored by him, which is great because I will have 100%. It's not even royalty-free music. I'm the only one that has the rights to the music. It's mine.
That's awesome.
Great. Yeah.
That's the best. Yes.
So shout out to him for that. Also, another shout out is due to Smitty Scoop.
Yeah.
A long time ago, I had made several offers on this podcast of, hey, if you've got, you know, a place that you want to help get me to do this show, or a nonprofit or whatever, let me know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'll do it. He reached out probably about a month ago. And so he lives in this cool little community down in Northern Virginia and is connected to a nonprofit. I think it's probably one of the residents in there that runs this thing or is part of this thing or whatever. So we did a show down there Saturday for a benefit for the Max Pound Foundation, which was super fun. It was another outdoor show that we did. So that's kind of turning into a little bit of a sweet spot for us. Right. But boy, oh boy, Bernardo, my stage partner, we did the Between Two Minds show, the full show. Bernardo was not with me in Oregon. He was doing his own thing. He comes up to me mid-show and he's showing me his phone and just he's kind of written on, you know, like handwritten on some app or something or whatever. Big rain coming in 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh shit. So fortunately, one of the other things that I got out of that week was me running my own sound. Up and until that, I had been a lazy MFer who, because Bernardo was there for most of my shows, even when we weren't doing the Between Two Minds thing, he was there. Mm-hmm. Like when we did the wedding, I got him booked to do Strolling Magic and tarot readings. So he was physically there and ran my sound. I did another show where I conned my wife into running my sound. So this was the first time I ran my own sound for the week, which went well and opens up a whole lot of possibilities because now I know 100%, with now like 8 shows worth of experience doing so, that I could just hop on a plane with an iPad and a microphone and show up where I need to show up and just hook in and do the show myself from wherever. Right. Doing that gives me the ability through the program and the software I use to run the sound to just skip routines. So I ended up skipping some routines to save time, and no joke, within 5 minutes after me rolling off that stage, kaboom, the sky just opened up.
Here comes the rain.
And it was big rain. So yeah, thanks to Smitty Scoop for having us out there. It was a really fun time, a really great group. Would love to absolutely talk about doing something like that again. And it totally, another great example.
Was it a charity event?
Yeah. Look up the Max Pound Foundation. That's
Pound
who
Foundation.
benefited from it. So it's a Pediatric Brain Cancer Foundation. I can't speak today. It's only what I do on this podcast and on stage, court, and everywhere else that I exist. But yeah. But yeah, that was awesome. It was definitely one of those shows where there was a buzz when the show was over, and you know that while they had an amazing turnout, like I don't even know that they could have fit a whole lot of more people audience-wise where we were. That if it pops up and we rebook and do another one, that thing is going to be, they're going to need to do it somewhere else because it was just
much bigger venue.
The buzz will be there. The word will continue to get out, and it'll definitely be something that people are looking forward to in the future, which I love. It's great.
That's awesome. Man, sounds like you had a great time, man. And yeah, again, shout out to Smitty Scoop for bringing you down there. That's awesome. Yeah, next. We got a little echo. Do you hear that?
Nope.
All right, maybe it's just on my end. I'm not sure. But well, you know, it's only episode 99.
Right.
You know, we got time to figure out all this other stuff out and what have you. But yeah, that's I'm. It's funny if I seem like I'm struggling to put sentences together, it's because I am fucking tired. It's the emotional draining of what has been happening the past few weeks has been a lot. And just when I thought it was done, it was not. I tell you what, while we took the P&O ferry across the channel, the first time we went there, the dude behind the counter was very stereotypical French, rude, unhelpful, condescending, just a fucking irritant. Really upsetting, like really, really annoying. You know, he would tell us to do something thinking maybe we wouldn't do it. We'd do it, and then he wouldn't do it. He said he was going to do it, and we did it. It was just a lot, you know. But the cool thing was that we did, the somewhat cool thing was we spent more days in France than we anticipated. Got to see the city of Calais, Via, which was a nice place, really cool, happening spot. You know, I got to practice my French. Thank God for Google Translate, because it was not as easy. I took French in high school, but that was high school, which was, you know, a long time ago. So I got to break out some French, though. I know how to say, do you speak English? You know, I know how to say that. I remember that little phrase, which helps. But a lot of time the answer was no. So that was rude. It's funny. I have taken it upon myself to now check out every single McDonald's in the countries that we go to, not to eat, just to see what's on the menu.
Interesting.
Although when we were in France, we had to do it to eat because it was late at night, nothing else was open. But and we were tired, and we stayed in a B&B hotel, which is a lovely little quaint hotel, which was nice. That was when we were in Dunkirk. And I walked over to McDonald's. I was mad at them. They got my order wrong, so I felt just like at home. Then I had to go back the next day to get my order correct. But just interesting to see what they have on the menu versus what they don't have. Even between like Spain and France and England, the menu choices differ.
All right, break it down. What's in Spain that's not in the U.S.?
Chicken wings.
Okay.
They have like honest to goodness bone-in chicken wings.
At McDonald's.
At McDonald's, you can get a mixed bucket for like €12, which is a mix of chicken nuggets and chicken wings. They have the good old fashioned fried apple pies in
Velocity.com.
in Spain.
Okay.
Uh,
We'll get back to that. How about
yeah,
France? What's France got that nobody else
now
has?
France doesn't have chicken wings. What I noticed on their menu, they have like big apple snacks, right? Like in America, they have like tiny bags of like 3 or 4 sliced apples.
Oh,
They
yeah,
have
yeah,
like a
yeah. And the
whole
kids' meal.
fucking container that looks like this is not the kids meal. This is like just a regular
Hmm.
side menu that you can get like not a bushel of apples, but it feels like a bushel of sliced apples instead of apple pie. The desserts, of course, have like like Biscoff, uh, sundaes and stuff like that.
What do they call the sliced up fried potato things?
They're all they're French fries. I
In
mean,
France, they're called French
they're
fries.
French fries. Yep, and
Okay.
well, whatever that word is in French, you
Yeah.
know, in Spanish is patata fritas, but they understand French fries. But they also have wedge potatoes, right? And both France and Spain have not just the shoestring potatoes, but also potato wedges, right?
Okay.
And then you can get those seasoned or unseasoned. Uh, they have spicy chicken nuggets, and I don't know if that's a thing yet in the U.S. But they have a whole spicy menu. They have a wide variety of different types of chicken sandwiches, which is interesting. They of course have your quarter. I think the quarter pounder is called something different, but it might be called a quarter pounder if I'm correctly.
Royale with cheese.
It's not that that's a Burger King. Um, uh, and I did see
Tasty
I
burger.
think it was also called a Royale with cheese because we did go to a Burger King in France. Again, needed something to eat quickly, and it was the only thing around.
Be on the lookout for those chicken whoppers. My wife wants to know who's got the actual chicken whoppers.
The one in France had chicken whopper. I think the Burger King in Spain also had chicken whopper. I'm almost positive it had a chicken whopper.
You know what really
McDonald's
shocks me?
McDonald's have they have your chicken sandwiches, but you can get a double chicken sandwich and a triple chicken sandwich.
Oh,
Yeah, so you get like 3 different patties of fried chicken.
and you didn't come back to the States for that.
No,
That was in
no,
Europe. That
surprisingly,
sounds
that
pretty
was
American. Like, let's just keep stacking up these carcasses.
it did sound that was a very Americanized thing that they did not have in America in Spain. I did notice that. Yeah, I stopped in by a McDonald's here in the UK. It looked somewhat familiar, but I was in a rush to go see the movie, so I didn't get a really chance to like examine the menu. The thing I always check is because I just get a regular hamburger and I always see how much it costs. And here it's like a pound 95, which is like 225, I think, in US dollars. But in Spain is only a euro 10, right? So I think in America it's like $1.25 or $1.50. So it's interesting to see the different prices just for a basic ass hamburger. And I always check to see what desserts they have.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tease myself with, and there's always some interesting kind of desserts. Oh, they here in the UK they have it's apparently the 50th anniversary of McDonald's. Maybe here in the UK, I don't know if that means ever, but it can't be. I'm sure McDonald's older than me. I think here in the UK it's their 50th anniversary, so they have these donuts that are like glazed donuts with some kind of either strawberry, raspberry filling with a pink icing on top and sprinkles. You get that free if you spend like £5. So celebrating their 50th. That's their 50th anniversary gift is a donut. I don't trust European donuts no more. Yeah, they're not. They're not like American donuts. They're different. It's like
What
sugar bread.
I'm assuming there's more to the story than that. Than
Yeah,
just
it's
different.
like sugar bread. It's it's like take a piece of white bread, puff it up a little bit, glaze it, or put some icing on it, and that's like a donut. And at least in Spain, I haven't tried any in the UK or France,
I mean, that's
but
what a
they're not.
donut is here, except without crust.
But it's different. Like a donut in the US, you have either cake or raised, right? I have not seen any cake donuts here in Europe. All of them have been raised, but they're dense. Like a glazed donut in the U.S. is like light and fluffy, and not a whole lot of substance. But here, it's like a cake and a glazed donut had a baby and send it to Europe. That's what the donuts are like here, and it's just and they look like a donut. So you buy a donut, you think it's gonna be what you're used to because the outside looks the same, and
Yeah.
then you bite into it and you're like, oh, why do I have to chew this so much? There's so much donut in my mouth right now. There's so much bread in my mouth. They're dense. They're dense. It's like the first time I thought I bit into a bagel thinking it was a donut. Right? You get a plain bagel.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, you think it's a donut because it looks just like a fucking donut. And you buy it in, and it's not. It's a bagel. That's what it kind of reminded me of, but sweet and not as thick as a bagel, but in between.
Yeah. I don't know that I don't know that I ran into too many donuts. I mean, it was only 4 days that I was in London. I don't think we went to a McDonald's or a Burger King, and that surprises me. Because I told the story about how we saw this chicken Whopper on uh, on the menu in the airport of the Burger King in Cairo as we were leaving.
Right.
And then they didn't have any chicken at the time, so my wife was a little pissed. I'm surprised that didn't put a light bulb off to be like, hey, maybe there are other places in Europe, like the UK, where we're going to be for 4 days, that have chicken Whopper on the menu. Yet we never tried. It never came up in conversation. This is the first realization that I'm having about it. Let's see, August is 8th. That was like 3 months later, and we never tracked down a Burger King to see if they had a chicken Whopper on the menu.
I'm trying to see if they list where chicken Whoppers can be found. Just trying to do a quick Google search here. Yeah, I don't think I'm finding it. I have to do. You know what I'll do for you guys, for the listener of the podcast, and my dear co-host and his lovely wife. I will go to a Burger King here in the UK and take a picture of the menu.
Yeah,
and see if they have a chicken Whopper.
And if they do, you need to get one and then get a picture of you eating it, just so we can rub it in my wife's face.
Yeah, maybe it looks like maybe I think maybe it changed from the word chicken Whopper. Looks like now they have a chicken Royale. Let me see if it's the same thing, because a chicken Whopper is grilled chicken. It looks like.
Is it?
And then it became the BK Baguette.
Oh,
right, because of the bread style that it was used. Let me go to chicken, crispy and tender chicken. All right. Let's see. The chicken Royale is that regular chicken sandwich. Yeah, I don't see a chicken Whopper. They have the bacon Caesar crispy chicken, Doritos tangy cheese chicken fries.
Interesting.
Barbecue steakhouse crispy chicken, the chicken Royale with bacon and cheese, chicken nuggets. Yeah, I don't think they have a chicken Whopper. Oh, wait, hold on. Whopper, plant-based Whopper. Chili, jam, and bacon double Whopper. That's new. I've never seen that before. No, there's no chicken Whopper here in the UK. At least not by name.
That's too bad.
Yeah, but I'll check other places when we go other places. I'll just double check, especially when I get to Spain. I'm pretty sure I saw it in Spain. Yeah, so we got a lot of crazy traveling coming up. I'll keep everybody posted as to the madness that is going to happen. We're going to breathe for the next few days. Hopefully, well, once we get this fucking thing paid for and taken care of, once we have everything booked, we will breathe for a couple of days before we have to do the madness. We're definitely going to have to do some rearrangement of luggage because right now we currently have 3 large suitcases, 2 carry-ons, and like 1 large bag and 1 backpack. So there's going to have to be some consolidating going on as we pack.
You know, I've done this numerous times where I fly somewhere and then while I'm there, I pick up another bag to fly home. I did it when we were in Egypt. I've done it before at least twice on Vegas trips. And then one of those was because of the getting delayed an extra day and our baggage flew and we didn't and all that stuff. But I did it in Oregon. It was kind of like the opposite problem. Like, hey, I picked up different stuff. I need another bag.
Right. Yeah, we brought too much. Well, we have a bunch of stuff and we need to consolidate. The good news is a lot of the stuff that we have has either been perishables or things that we can leave or whatever. Like, we bought, kitchen gear and stuff that we don't need to bring with us to Mexico, stuff like that. So we'll figure that out. Like I said, we have one extra day that we weren't aware of because of the travel math. We thought we were really on a crunch time because we lost a couple of days in France, but we found out that we didn't get to in the Schengen area until a day later than we thought. So people, make sure if you come to Europe, do the travel math, pay attention. Because the stress of trying to get out when you have wiggle room and you don't is tough. But we do have a little leeway, so we'll grab us a place extra and we'll spend the entire day rearranging bags and organizing, putting stuff together, checking weight, make sure we have enough stuff. We'll probably have to pay a little extra for maybe 1 extra bag, depending on what we get with the travels or what have you. But we'll figure it out. It's one thing that we're really good at doing. Figuring stuff out.
Faux show.
Yeah. I just want to. We should have some new listeners, which is really cool. I've been promoting the podcast to a bunch of people around the way. I'm out of stickers, which is always a good thing. I bought 100 stickers before I came out, and now I'm out already, which is good to know that I've been handing those out, and I always hand them out to new people. Nobody has gotten one, except for a couple people who had one before, but they wanted the updated version. So I gave this updated version.
Good.
No mahjong in the UK because we left our mahjong set for weight purposes back in Spain. I want to give a huge shout out to our friends Emma and Gianni, who are again watching our luggage for us. They did that once before when we were just moving around in Spain. And they did it again for us while we were traveling in the UK and France. So big thank you to them. Big shout out to our friend Jana, who is a big friend of the podcast, helping us with moving items and stuff like that. So many people big help. Shout out to Mimi. I'm trying to think what else I talked about since the last time we recorded an episode. I know I talked about my performance. I did hold one more improv workshop.
Okay.
Before I left Spain. So shout out to all the people who came to my workshop. It was a big class. There were 11 people, 10 people counting myself, 11 people counting myself, 10 people and then me, which was really, really awesome to have that many people show for an improv workshop. Just my third one, in Spain. So I was very happy for that. Big shout out to Backstage Academy and Lorenzo, who runs that facility. So happy. We made a great connection. It sucks that we made a connection so late in my staying in Spain. I really wish I could made that connection earlier on because that would have given me a nice place. The rental was affordable, €10 an hour, which is doable. to rent the space, and then, people pay for the lesson, and then boom, the room is covered, and then everything else, profit. So that has been helpful. It'll be interesting to see if I can rebuild that up in Mexico, what that looks like. But I definitely will. So stay tuned for that. And I'll be kidding. Stay tuned to our Instagram feeds. We'll be posting up on the cool things that we do around. I'll be posting up on Big Sexy Nomad, all the travels. There's some, stories and videos there of my trip here in UK. If there's any type of videos or stuff you want me to show, let me know. Definitely with this Mexico trip, I'm really working on trying to document a lot of the stuff that we'll be doing. Like I'll be documenting.
All right, I got a mission for you. Okay.
I like it.
We're going to be in Playa del Carmen.
Yes.
That's basically south of Cancun. There are easy flights that fly there.
We're flying into Cancun.
So find me a resort that wants to book a hypnosis show, and I'll be down.
All right. Find a resort that wants to host a magic show, and you will come.
No, hypnosis show.
Hypnosis. I'm so used to saying magic, hypnosis.
Yes.
On it. I will find a resort that wants to book a hypnosis show, and I will get it set up.
Sounds good to me.
All right, and if you want to book a hypnosis show with Judge Mentalist, all you got to do is give him a contact. And
do what Smitty did. Just reach out.
Where can they reach you?
On the socials at Psychic-ish, or just judgementalist.com, betweentwominds.com. Either of those will come to me.
Sweet. And then you can also reach out here, of course. You can email us at bigsexynomad@gmail.com. You can swing on over to our Patreon, which is at bullwiththebutthole.com. You can join the community for free, but if you feel so inclined and think this podcast is worth more than $0, you can become a supporter for as low as $1 a month. We'd be more happy to have you. Also, we definitely ask you to please, the best way to grow is for you to share this podcast with somebody who's interested in travel, somebody who's interested in hypnosis, somebody who's interested in two guys just talking about shenanigans in their places around the world, trying to help you see the world vicariously through us. Feel free to have them come on over, like and subscribe and share the podcast. We'd be more than happy to welcome newcomers. And if you are a newcomer, this is your first time to the podcast, welcome. We appreciate you tuning in. Be sure to check out all the social medias and swing on over.
Absolutely.
All right. Be sure to check.
Hey, buddy, nice podcast.
Whoops. That was me reaching for the soundboard and clicking one by accident.
Well, speaking
hey,
of.
buddy, nice podcast.
Yours truly is on the latest episode of Hey Buddy Nice Podcast.
Go check that out.
Let's search that out. Listen to that. It's their 2-year anniversary episode, which they totally remembered. So I was a special guest on their 2-year episode. So be sure to go check that out. And then be sure to stay tuned next week for episode 100. Which is going to be crazy. I can't believe we made it 100 episodes. Go us. We appreciate y'all.
It's a fucking lie. You've done so many bonus episodes that we're probably We made 100 numbered episodes. Yes, we have technically done more than 100 episodes, but we've officially done 100 numbered episodes, not counting episodes which one weekly episodes.
Yes, every Wednesday. This is our 100th Wednesday. How's that?
That's right.
Well, except for the couple of times when it came out on Thursday, but that was my fault. Don't mind me.
Time zones. It was Wednesday.
Yes, exactly. And remember, be sure to hit us up before we both become celebrities, because
it is hard to look at a celebrity going. Imagine a celebrity just, on the toilet taking a massive dump.
Yeah, we don't need you to do that to us yet. We're blowing up, as you can hear. Judgmentalist is selling out crowds at open air festivals. Get over to the Rochester Fringe. Be sure to check him out there. And yeah, in the meantime, safe travels. Oh, before I forget, don't forget to check out our sponsors.
Cruisehabit.com/BSDN.
That's right.
Cruisehabit.com, bitches.